So I'm going to grab this left side. Zani on the Fenrir going into the solo lane. That it does appear. Baranium on the Thanatos in the jungle, laughing his Archon ways. And then Jordan MG on the Jablanc in the ADC role. Kerplop is a very wet-sounding tree that landed over in the duo lane. And then Hawaiian Boy taking Isis into the mid lane.
Over on the red team, we have Visgatstis on the Afro solo, Near-Rat Thor jungle, and Doomsday on the Kronos ADC. Wolfman Sam up on the Hercules support, and Kraken KO not playing the Kraken God Poseidon, but on Agni instead. Can't have it on the Kraken and not play Poseidon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't understand that. He's going to ruin our day. He's going to rue everything. So, pretty not meta start as we got red team looking to invade the blue. Looks like they want to secure blue for our Aphrodite. So they're sitting out there in the lane waiting for Thanatos and Fenrir to go over and attack them at, move speed.
But there is a ward over there, so blue team knows that they're not around the speed buff, so they'll actually go ahead and blue will take red team's speed, and red will take blue team's blue buff. So in the end, nothing really too much lost or gained there.
Except they're probably going to get red's blue. Yep, they're
I
going
don't
to
know, they
jump
might
in
be
there.
able to go back there and... Well, blue team did use all their hogs. If they really want to contest this, blue might be able to, but... Or red might be able to, but they've decided to elect to let it go as Thor decided, hey, we don't need to really worry about the speed camp right now.
Did you say let it go?
Let it go, let it go.
So, pretty average day over here in the left side, or in the right side. Over on the left side, it looks like Sylvanas is about one shot from getting killed by Doomsday. The lovely damage is very, very too much for Sylvanas. He does not have his heal up yet, and that's going to be very awkward for them for this moment. He does use his health potions to try and sustain himself, but back over to the right lane, they're actually playing pretty safe. They're just staying behind the minions. Our Aphrodite's doing her thing, throwing out birds, keeping them healed. They're really not looking to fight. I mean, they just want to get their heals. Oh my god, that Death Scythe just did half of her health, and she healed it all right back up, so it doesn't really matter. Agni in a very awkward spot as he had to dash kind of back towards the wave, so that will give free clear to Artemis.
Oh, he doesn't know
Isis.
Thanatos is coming. He might have just got word now. Yeah, he started backing up to the grid. Oh, Spear Ball connects. That's a stun. First blood going Thanatos' way, as Agni was not quick enough to go ahead and get back to his tower as his dash was down. And now Thanatos and Isis looking to rotate on top of the red team that is very far pushed up. And Death Slice connects. Thanatos going 2-0 quickly. Can he get the triple?
Nice.
No, Jordan MG gets it on the Jablanc, which is exactly what they didn't want to have happen. What's worse than the Fed Thanatos is a Fed Jablanc! This early in the game, having a one-stack Jablanc gives him that extra damage that's going to really cause a lot of problems for the Kronos over there on the red side. Also, Jablanc now heading back for, I have no idea, why did he go back?
He doesn't have, definitely did not have enough for Devos as he did.
No, he picks up his level 2, but I guess it's because the wave was pushed up.
I guess the wave was pushed up and he wanted to go ahead and get a couple items in hand, maybe himself a health pot, which he does have just to make sure that he can sustain a little longer. But doesn't look like Kronos is going to go do it more. Maybe he saw that and is not too worried about it right now.
Nice ultimate by Thanatos, who gets pulled by Hercules, but instead just flies up into the air. He's going to try and wait out those mid camps, and instead, he's got far too long to wait for that, so he's just going to chill over here as he does land. Going to go for these left mids, looking to secure those. He's going to have to deal with a Hercules over here, though, and Hercules is very mad with a very tiny head. So, everybody knows that Hercules with very tiny heads are not to be messed with. The Hand of God's going to be used. The Thor is going to die onto the right side as the Fenrir did stuff. Circle of Protection was used. Yes, it was. And that was one very dead Thor. He tried to contest the right side. It will be going to the blue team. And Thanatos will land another Death Scythe as well as the Silence on top of Hercules, making him wish the day he had not been.
Plop almost hitting that beautiful pull, which would have ended up killing Mr. Derpiles over there. But slightly off to the left, it looked like. So Derpiles will live another day as Fenrir and Afro are just doing things in the solo lane. Not a lot going down over here right now.
Hey, they get to finally go get their speed. Been up this entire time. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. They've taken the first speed on the blue side, or the second speed speed for the blue side, but it's actually on the blue side. So it's going to be an odd timer for the enemy Thor to keep up with, and so it's going to allow Thanatos to possibly invade and steal their blue speed as he sees fit. But it looks like Thanatos is going to go back, buy some stuff, play it safe, just keep his lead and roll with it.
Aphrodite actually going Jumorb on the right-hand side over there in the solo lane, so she'll be trying to stack up and clear the wave even faster. Normally, not an item you typically see on an Afro, but I mean, I can see where it works out. You're just clearing the wave a lot faster. You're still giving yourself a heck of a lot of healing, as it's still really good sustain with the MP5, as you said.
Well, we're trying to stall out that wave for Aphrodite, but his wall was not as awesome as it could have been. The blue is coming up now. There goes the Thanatos and the Fenrir stealing the move speed yet again. Thor trying to steal it with a hammer toss, but instead they're going to turn their attention. The wall is good. It's going to keep them out of harm's way. And now they're going to turn their attention to the blue.
Thor needs to get this blue buff in order for him to hit 5. He's literally a creep away. He needs to get something out of this. Well, he'll throw a hammer out there, but still doesn't get any creeps, and still level 4. Thor level 4 at 5 minutes in the game. Not what you want to see with no camps to take for Thor. As on the left-hand side, and we have the slow motion ultimates coming up from Sylvanas, and then we're speeding back up really fast. And now we're slowing back down again.
Yep, because Sylvanas used his ultimate, it desynced you in a very awkward fashion, and they were able to turn it around on Derpules, getting the kill. Unfortunately, it was Sylvanas who got that kill, so sadly no passive stack for Jablanc, and in the mid lane, they're going to look for a hammer to stop the Isis from coming in the mid lane. She does take a good bit of poke damage from that as well. Thanatos going to clean that up and send the wave on through.
Yeah, I'm really
nice death sight.
Synced in like the craziest way right now. I'm like going to ×4 minus a quarter. It's pretty crazy.
Why in the world?
Hey, ×1. Yay, 552, 553, 54. I'm back on time. I don't have to speak slower or go fast.
Yeah, for some reason my time thing said at a quarter speed, but it was going normally.
Yeah, mine was going from a quarter to 4, a quarter to 4, a quarter to 4, back and forth.
Probably because I hit L during the slowdown, and so it didn't. I have no idea. It must have not synced it up to. It must not have told you to unslow it. Interesting.
It's all right. Just had me going, talking a little awkwardly.
No, it's my job to try and make you sound as derpy as possible.
No, it's not the first time. Won't be the last time. That's my job as the co-caster, is to be the special one.
You're on the short casting microphone because that does exist. So Jablanc taking his attack speed buff and being quite happy to do so by himself. Heading that up into the left lane. Sylvanas hanging on the mid. Can't quite decide what he wants to do. He's just going to go try and leech a little experience maybe over the wall. Heading over to the left. But pretty slow in the middle of this game here. I find it interesting Thanatos is actually gone into a Hydra Star. He's going for the super cooldown reduction.
It's this thing Weekend has been doing on Thanatos when he's been jungling, and everyone obviously likes to watch what pros do, and then they like to copy and paste into their own games, and they try to apply it. Sometimes it works well, and sometimes it doesn't. Thanatos is going to go up in the air to crash on...
Nobody. Oh my goodness, he crashed on Hercules. Hercules does miss the pull. Sylvanas blinks in, uses the Wrath of Terra, but is unable to really secure anything. I don't know why he went up so early.
Yeah, there was a lot of... I mean, he was so close to tower, and all of them were in tower. I don't really...
Yeah, Isis was still really far behind, and Sylvanas wasn't close enough yet. If he had maybe just waited a little bit longer, it seemed like he was kind of impatient. Also, they probably would have left the tower had the wave gotten there. They could have just laid out a nice, trap. Traps like teams. But, again, these guys are all thrown together just before the game starts, so, they might not have the synergy or communications of, experienced teams. So that's what we're looking to really garner in these types of series. So,
oh my gosh, Thanatos is destroying Aphrodite on the right-hand side as Deathsight connects with the silence and then just auto-attack. Just went all through Aphrodite over there. I mean, not having any protections. Normally you would see an Aphrodite, especially going in the solo lane versus a Fenrir. You might see the Breastplate of Valor first or some sort of physical defensive item to give her a little bit more tankiness and a little bit more, sustained, but deciding to go do more. She'll have to reset half those stacks and try again, as Thanatos will pick up his third kill of the game. Thor
just
finally
having
gonna
the
get his
damnedest
speed
time.
camp at 9 minutes. Well, we might not get a speed camp if he's not quick enough. But Thanatos' Death Scythe is probably going to connect, and I don't know who got it.
Thanatos stole it with the Death
Thanatos
Scythe.
did steal it with the Death Scythe. Thor, oh please, Thor, just try.
If he'd gotten that, that would have put him at 8. He if anything anywhere around him, he gets credit for it dying. He will hit 8. Oh my god, seriously, that didn't do it?
Yeah, poor Thor, Nearad over here, sitting at level 7 and 98%, and Fenrir will again clean up on the right-hand side with the Thanatos help. Aphrodite will again once reset those stacks back on a half 11 now. Not really the item you normally see, and this is probably why she needs a little bit of sustain with tankiness going against the solo laner that's a physical.
A nice zigzag dash there by by Agni as he ran around the wall with his dash. A lovely thing that happens every once in a while. Thor finally gets that level 8 he's been looking for, but it will cost him their red buff on the left side. As actually red and attack speed buff. It's currently this beautiful blue team running the tables on the red team at the moment. 7-0 at 10 minutes. They could really look for a Gold Fury anytime that they feel. Thor's got very little presence, and by association, even if he goes up and stuns them, he's going to get blown up almost immediately as soon as he lands. Thanatos, if he sees Thor up in the air, he can just simply pop his own ultimate. As soon as Thor lands, Thanatos lands on top of him. It makes him less existing at any given moment. Over on the right side, Aphrodite just trying her heart out, but Fenrir proving to be too much of a pain in the butt. Fenrir ult canceled out by the Aphrodite ultimate.
Fenrir elected to go into hardcore. Kind of surprising, being that normally that's a tank item. But maybe you'll, I mean, as long as they got communication and Sylvanas doesn't pick that up, you'll be fine, allowing Sylvanas to go into a bulwark maybe to get a little bit more protections, or, you know, maybe even a Stone of God to sustain a little bit more with a little health regen. But we'll see what happens as Kronos will get rooted and full Spirit Ball connects. The wall was a little bit off to the other side, and Kronos will rewind his way back into a stun, and then get ultimate, and it will circle protection, and the boulder will just bounce left and right and end up connecting, and Jordan MG will clean that up. Agni trying to save the day. Dirt Bullies goes down to the Chablanque as, well, blue team is just going to connect with this Gold Fury now.
Yep. Agni looking for whatever he can over the wall. He's going to dash on out, making sure he stays alive. Thanatos throwing a Death Scythe on the wall because that wall offended him, and he would have none of that.
Did your kills not go up there? Don't they have
where?
more than 10? I thought they had more than 10 kills.
No, they only have 10 as far as... I mean, it's just going off what it says at the top there. I haven't counted them on my hand, so I couldn't tell you for sure.
No, they got 10 over there. I thought... I don't know. Maybe I just don't know how to read stuff. It's okay.
Cool. It's cool. We got this. So not a whole lot going on at the moment. Everybody doing their things.
Red team just needing to farm up. They're down a handful right now. They just really need to group back up and try to get a couple picks if they can, and just try to get their own jungle. As Thor and Aphrodite have not really seen any of their camps. This is the second game we've seen today where one team has just controlled one side of the map when it comes to the jungle buffs, and that really has put Thor back. His level 14 Thanatos versus a level 9 Thor. I mean, you just can't fight him.
Yeah, now would be a great time for Thor to go in there. There's the ultimate from... Puts him a little bit on the wrong side. Thor unable to follow it up with the Berserker Barrage.
Even Fenrir level 14, I mean, he does no damage to Fenrir. I mean, that was a double tap that pretty much, you know, almost got there, but still, it didn't even really matter. I mean, the damage is non-existent for Thor at this point, level 9.
Agni possibly going to get picked out. There's the blink into the Wrath of Terra. There's the stun ball from Isis. Agni going to dash out, but the pull is unsuccessful. The turnaround, very nice by Hercules, pushing her under the tower, but Thor will fall on the backside, putting him on the board for the first point. Ooh, come on, Afro, you can do it! You can do it! Oh, Lord, Thanatos is in a weird spot. He's caught between a Phoenix and a tower. And Afro looking for it! She's gave him a quarter health, and now half health. And the tower took away that health. And now Fenrir looking to get stuff. Agni throwing bombs, but there's no more support over on this right side. Everybody dead. Thor is up, or Thor is available, not up in the air. And Thanatos looking for that death scythe. Agni throwing that bomb a little shallow.
I don't really know that bomb was there. It wasn't like he could teleport you. That's not Thor, so.
I think he's just trying to throw out Agni dashing for his life as the blue team.
Down. They know this. They're going to try to see if they can maybe do something, but Fenrir elected to go back to his lane, and Thor was up in the air and tried to land on top of Thanatos, as Thanatos is now up in there and looking to land on top of Kronos, and Doomsday is about to have a bad time, as his tower is more likely about to get domed, and Sylvanas coming in there and Shablanka around. Oh, Wrath the Terror will secure that kill, as Kerplop will end up killing that with the dots. Spin to win will do nothing. Hercules will driving strike his way to victory, and, well, for all that trouble, Mr. Agnew will end up taking that kill away from Wolfman Sam.
Don't worry about the lights. Worry about me.
Though at this moment, it's Red's playing with their advantage, or Blue is playing with their advantage, but they are going so very hard, it's actually kind of throwing away their lead a little bit. Thanatos going into a very dangerous situation against 3 people with a lot of CC, and he is about to die. Hercules does not care about towers because everybody knows that Hercules is that guy. And they're getting wise to his death scythe, so Thanatos is going to have a much harder time getting those kills now.
Blue team escaping, 3 members of blue team escaping with pretty much 1 hit potential to be killed, and honestly that's just kind of a sad day to see that happen on the red team side, since you're down 13 kills. The only lane that really is winning right now, if you can say that, was the duo lane side, and that tower will be pushed up, as Kronos has done everything he can. He's just been ganked a couple of times, and he's suffered the consequences for it, but mid was getting pushed around a little bit, but looks like this solo lane is just gonna, as Fenrir is just trying to do something. We'll see if he decides to, well, he decides not to go ahead and eat the Fenrir, or Thor, I should say.
He did earlier. He actually picked him up in his ult, carried him out of tower, the front side of the tower, after he took like 3 tower shots in tower, and was just kind of put in an awkward situation. Thor just walked back and was like, no. But Thanatos on this left side, turning into more of an angel every day. Dealing the red buff. Throwing out the death scythe, looking for a lovely, massive amount of damage onto this Kronos, but was unable to find it. Kronos looking for a time stop. Not going to even use it for the attempt. Fenrir over here on the left side, going after Agni, jumping in, going to take some damage. Hercules, nice wall. Is there a boulder available? There is, and it's going to like quadruple tap that, but instead Thanatos is going to land, taking out Hercules. The Isis ultimate also doing some work. Agni trying to land his bombs, trying to save Thor, but will be unsuccessful. And that's going to be blue team with their sustain and all of their heals going straight over to Gold Fury, as Fenrir has been tanking it for quite a little bit at the moment. And it's going to be free Gold Fury for blue.
Yeah, not a lot you can really do at this point to stop the bleeding. I mean, down 8,000 gold. The grouping right now by blue is just great. They're able to rotate extremely quickly, get on top of all the situations that they're seeing, and take advantage of any kills that they can get, and taking the objectives such as Gold Fury. I mean, they lost the tower in that last engagement on the left-hand side. Yeah, no big deal. They were still able to secure Gold Fury and secure other kills as well. So, just extending their lead.
Will this be the first move speed Thor's gotten all game?
Well, Thanatos is not anywhere near him, so hopefully he should be able to secure this one.
Yay, Thor got his speed buff. He's so happy. See him jumping around, throwing parties, Tinker Tape parades everywhere.
Well, I was saying that Doomsday over there in the Kronos was doing relatively well, but Jordan has just gotten fed on Shablanka, as he is 6-1 at this moment in time, and level 18, 5 levels above, and this is kind of the story throughout the whole game on all lanes, as red team is just behind too far to really do anything in 1v1 situations.
Yep. Thanatos trying to land from that ultimate on top of the Agni, but Agni did have dash available, able to get away. And Thanatos will be sad for another day.
But red team just has to hope for a misplay by blue somewhere along like the Fire Giant. Blue's probably going to go for an early Fire Giant, maybe at that 20-minute mark. thinking that they're too far ahead, and if they can possibly get a play over there and secure Fire Giant for themselves and get a couple kills, they'll be worthy. The max range Spirit Ball connects on the left-hand side. Thor lands down on top and just spins the wind nowhere in the tower, and they're going to go ahead and try to siege this left-hand side as Thanatos is there as well. Aphrodite link up on the Chronos, heal him back up. Pull misses. Double tap will not connect either, as this tower is just going to end up going down to Xbalanque.
Hurt gets a nice pull into push, but the silence coming out from the Thanatos. Fenrir fighting him for his life,
Fenrir
but
is hungry. He's looking to eat people. He'll go ahead and take down the Hercules. Wolfman Sam, not enough for that wolf. And they'll just go ahead and keep on pushing this Phoenix. Aphrodite is extremely low. Thanatos not caring. He's diving in there. Afro ult will be immune to all damage for a second. Thanatos is in there way too long, and he'll end up going down himself. This is kind of maybe the over push that Red needed to get back into this. They need to clean up a couple kills. If Chronos can get a stop time or something on top of the Xbalanque. Oh, Spirit Ball connects though to stop that right there. The disengage has not been called by Red Team, as there is an Aphrodite link to him, but stop time will not connect. At this point, it's a 3-on-2. I don't know if they want to really push this any further. Spirit Ball flits the uprights, as no one will connect on that.
this pursuit, Agni's going to have the bomb stuns over the wall. Thor going up into the air. Who's going to look to land on? There's the bomb stun successfully on the Xbalanque. Thor lands on top, and they're able to take down Xbalanque, which is really what they need at this moment.
Fenrir doesn't have his jump up. They have to be able to kill him right there. There we go. Aphrodite able to secure that huge win for the Red Team over there. That's exactly what they need. I don't know if going for Fire Giant's the smartest idea. With Sylvanas up, he does have Greater Blink available. That is off cooldown. I don't know if they know this. With no vision, Cronus is just starting the Fire Giant. You got to respect the team's call if you're going Fire Giant. Just do it. Try to burn it as fast as possible. Hercules on zoning duties. He'll see what he can do, but as long as you keep Sylvanas in combat, he can't blink in there, so
they're not tanking it well.
Keep him in combat.
They can't decide if they want to do it or not. Thanatos going to drop on the backside, taking out the Chronos. Now they're going to turn it onto the Thor.
Double kill.
Getting a double kill. Thanatos now going to go ham. Hercules trying to do what he can to stop the bleeding. Oh, Thanatos with the double tap. Or sorry, not Thanatos, but Herc with the double tap on the boulder, and still not able to quite pick this up. Thanatos so very low. Uses the Death Scythe to get as much health back as he can, and here comes Sylvanas with the heals. Woo!
Yeah, that was... I don't know if Red Team needed to go for Fire Giant right there with everyone.
They needed to commit to it. They were just so very... They had it at half, and if they had all been focusing on it and Herc was on zoning duty, they could have possibly pulled that off. But Herc on zoning duty also means he has to get back to it to hog 3 it, because there weren't any other ones around at the time. Although Thor does have a hog 3, he was kind of not in a good spot.
Yeah, it's still down. I don't know whether he used it earlier or what. It's down for 20 seconds at this point. Fire Giant getting started now by the blue team. Not tanking it so well as the Xbalanque. He's gotten hit by one Fire Giant sword. And oh, he'll drop down the Thor and the spin to win. Berserker Barrage is not going to end up doing enough damage. But Fenrir is still trying to get on the Fire Giant. We'll see what ends up coming of this. Spirit Ball will not connect on top of the Thor. The Munchies are coming in for the Fenrir. Oh, Thanatos is just going to try to land on top of the back line, and again, he does it. There goes the Kraken. Well, not the Kraken itself, but you know what I'm talking about, the player.
Oh my goodness. Chronos trying to stay alive right now. Just running for his life. Death Scythe barely missing. They're going to take this opportunity to turn their attention to Fire Giant. Are they going to... Yes, they are. Sylvanas leashing it over to Isis, who's now going to get knocked out of her Wind Gusts. But they're still working on it. Hercules coming in here. Can he get a steal? Fenrir trying to stop him. Herc's walking on in. Oh my god, they stole it. They stole it.
Got the Fire Giant.
Herc's just like, you know, I'm that guy that says mine.
Hercules was like, I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm going to take the Fire Giant. And he just went ahead and derped his way to victory, as Kronos will be the only man standing with FG on it. But you know what? That's better than all members of the blue team having it. So at this point, it looks like Kronos and Thanatos will have a little 1v1 as Thanatos is going up in there. He knows he's got a guaranteed stun on top of Doomsday if he connects it. The jukes are beginning. Left, right. We don't know what's going to happen. Oh, he does. He speeds it. Stop time will... Oh. The damage.
Stop time connected, but it didn't matter. That Death Scythe did the rest of his health.
Stop time. Yeah, Thanatos was able to beads out of that before it even connected, and then just Death Scythe. So, now no members of the blue team or red team have Fire Giant, as Thanatos erases that. So, they'll go ahead and take to tier 2, as they're very upset with losing that Fire Giant.
They're gonna work on sieging that mid.
Fenrir's got his
But surely,
ultimate.
Fenrir looking for
Fenrir's
something,
always
going after Thor in the back line. Picks up the Hercules. And they're gonna immediately look to burn him down. Hercules doesn't even get the excavate out. There goes the Isis ultimate, healing everybody ever so slightly, whilst killing Thor. Mid Phoenix going to go down to this push. There's not really anything Red can do about this. There's some Spirit Balls. Thanatos going up in the air, what seems like, again, in a far too short time period, because he does have that lovely cooldown item, as well as the Jotun's Wrath. He's just almost max cooldown. Fenrir jumping on out. Sylvan is super low from tanking that Phoenix for so long. They're going to fall back and wait this one out, let the Fire Minions do some work, go ahead and grab up a Gold Fury, head back to base, regroup and push up another Phoenix. Probably the left is what I would say. Don't even really need to use that Hand of the Gods, but they did anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Fire Giant's not going to back up at any point in time soon, so they'll have another opportunity to get it back, as Fenrir will clear out some buffs. Jablanka doing the same thing. Red team's just going to have to prepare for the next onslaught, as Agni will try to take care of the Fire Minions in mid. And, well, again, they're going to have to try to just defend these Phoenixes the best they can and see if they can maybe get an overextension from the blue team, maybe diving past Phoenixes, try to get kills, and because that can happen. Sometimes you get a little kill happy, you forget about Phoenixes, and you just go dive happy. You know, they might make a slight mistake, but at this point, blue team's played relatively good this whole game, and mistake-free game will end up leading to a victory for them. But if Red can capitalize on any mistakes, maybe you see a turnaround here, and they get a couple Phoenixes. As Thanatos is up in the air, thinking that he was going to land on top of that after, but she lazy back to victory, and Thanatos ultimate down for really no reason.
If he'd landed that, that'd have been very naughty.
If you landed that lazy back to lose, so I mean, she was just in the middle of the lane backing, so she kind of would have deserved that one.
Yep. Looking at this Chino Blanque skin, so very pretty.
So Nasher Blanque will have the most skins in the game after the new patch comes out, because he'll have an NA skin and he'll have an EU skin. So you can either be a football player, a football player, a football player, a recolor, a really freaking cool ninja, or you could be North America or Europe.
In kind of a, like, weird, armored, I'm not quite sure I'm, you know, exactly Mayan. Maybe I'm, you know, European with the armor that I'm wearing. Who knows? Maybe I'm from the medieval times.
It does kind of look like.
I mean, it's like plate armor.
The Shinobi skin is pretty cool looking, as the
Death Scythe lands on top of Thor. Immediately, Fenrir's ultimate is canceled out by the Aphrodite ultimate, but this will allow them a free fire or a free Phoenix, and they will siege the Titan. Fire minions are there. There's very little blue can do about it at this very moment. They take out the Thanatos, which does shut him down, but with the fire minions there, they just got to focus his Titan. There's the Wrath of Terra used, which I would say was quite late. They actually keep resetting it and giving it health back.
The Titan went back up to 75%. Yeah, it was sitting up at 75, then it went down to 60, then it went back up. It's one of those, gotta just collapse on it. I feel like they had enough DPS. Even without Thanatos there, they probably could have taken it down. No ultimates available, so maybe they decided to reset back up. Fire Giant does come up in about 5 seconds here. More than likely just heading right there, as you can see. Throw a quick sentry down, realize that Red has no vision on it, and this will go down in probably a few seconds.
Used a few spells on the Fire Giant before it was ready, so Thor going to look to try and jump in and steal as best he can. It won't be the case, as Fenrir will jump over the wall. They will disengage off the Fire Giant, which it's something that it's kind of annoying. Makes you just want to say, stop doing that. They're going to start it up again and leash it again, as the Fenrir gets pulled and bounced into some odd place on the map, and they start up Fire Giant for the third time. We'll see if this time is actually the time that they're going to take it. Kronos looking to do whatever he can, just kind of walking around in circles, as he does have the Winged Blade. Fenrir picking up the Hercules, making sure he doesn't get any closer to this Fire Giant, and it is about in range. There it goes. Red or blue team will clean up the Fire Giant. Red's got to get out of here now. Thanatos going to land on the Kronos, unable to silence out the rewind, but Kronos still in an awkward spot. uses time stop, but too many people have Magi's blessings and or CC immune abilities, and that will be that. The fire minion's going to be walking in on the left side as Thor is forced to use his Hand of God to clean that up, and they're just going to siege down this middle Phoenix and go in for the win. There's nothing right to do right now.
No, just go too far
done.
behind. They gave a good fight though. I'll give Red Team that. They tried to come back. That one fire giant call might have not have been the best after that chase. You went for it. Again, if they would have sat there and stayed on it, maybe they had a better chance with zoning duties. But overextended their welcome. Ended up getting killed. Still got the fire giant, but nonetheless ended up still losing phoenixes and towers and all the good things you don't need to lose. So good game by the blue team, as they will end up 31-7 as the final kill score.
But as we've stated before, and as we'll state again, we are not so interested in the final score where it comes to studying and choosing people for our lovely combine. It's more about performance, and performance from behind is just as important as performance from ahead. So it's all taken into account when we study everything. Top damage. Top damage. Guesses? Suggestions? Thanatos, 13-2, 25k player damage. Very, very naughty man. Able to do all sorts of naughty work to all of the naughty enemy team. I want to see what that final build was on Thanatos. He did have the Hydra Star, Warrior Tabbies, Jotuns, Titan's Bane. I know this item off the top of my head, but I can't think of it. Shifter Shield, yes. And then going into a Magi's Blessing, but was not quite able to finish that out. So, interesting build from him. Lotus Crown. There were two Heartward Amulets, one on the Sylvanas and one on the Fenrir. So, in and of itself, interesting. The Lotus Crown finished on Sylvanas, so that's always a lovely day when you're a support and you get to get more than 2 items. So, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this game. Frey, do you have anything else you would like to say about this?
No, everything was good. We had some good games, good players out there today. Everything was played, so really no objections. Can't wait till tomorrow, and honestly, really excited for the Combine games actually in May, where we're going to see a lot of these players more often.
I am super psyched. Super psyched! So, that wraps up our COG Academy games for today. I am Damien Machine, and joining me is the Freight Train X. We will be back tomorrow, starting at 7, with more games. So, exactly 2 hours and 50 minutes ago, we will be starting